Hey there, Aquarius! Welcome back to my channel. If you enjoy my readings, please be sure to like and subscribe, as well as leave me a comment and let me know if this reading resonates with you. Alright, so for this week we've got, let me see, we're going to go with the Supernatural Tarot deck again. I've got quite a few comments and likes on this particular deck, and it is just... pretty cool. So we're gonna go with this one, and it is extremely windy outside, even though it's not raining or anything, so you don't freak out if you hear some strange noises. It's just the wind. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and shuffle these, and we're gonna also do a love reading. So, and also, anyone who would like to subscribe to my Patreon channel, I have free tarot card decks that I will be giving away. The Illuminati Tarot, again, and I'm also going to start giving away mandalas, so to meditate on. Alright, so let me see. Aquarius. Alright, so this week, we're going to go ahead and do the apple... I think we're going to do the apple pie spread. Let me see what other spreads that we have. Or I might just go with my traditional spread that I always use. Alright, so yeah, let's just go with a traditional spread. First card is representing the past. Alright, we've got the Page of Goblets reversed. This lady is a super stalker, and it's reversed. So in the past you may have had someone stalking you, someone who called themselves a fan, maybe even someone who didn't think of themselves as a stalker, but thought of themselves somewhat as someone who just really, you know, maybe wants to be with you, and you're just like, nah, that's okay. So, let's take a look at the Page of Goblets. Okay, so I have to turn the air conditioner off to do this. I'm going to have to warn you that we're going to shut this here reading down early if I start sweating. Okay, so the Page of Goblets... reversed. The Page of Goblets reversed represents someone who's having a lot of difficulty connecting with their emotions and expressing them. It's time to get in touch with your feelings. Don't be afraid to be emotionally vulnerable with those that you love. That's how deeper connections are formed. Which is true. You know, I mean, what do you really have to lose anyway? If you feel like you're losing them, you might as well be honest with them, even if they're a stalker. Or is it you that's the stalker? Because it kind of sounds like it's talking about you, huh? Alright, so this next card is going to be your what's crossing you, your current situation, and what is standing in your path. Alright, so this looks like some type of organization might be stopping you from getting what you really truthfully desire, and it shows this Men of Letters. So if you're not familiar with the Men of Letters from the Supernatural show, I'm going to have to double check this because I'm not really familiar with the Men of Letters. And I don't know. Okay, so this is the 7 of Pentacles. Alright, so 7 of Pentacles. Let me see. Upright is Arthur Ketch is an expert. If psychopathic assassin, whose illustrious position in the British men of letters is due to a long history of achieving hard results in his brutal work. He's a man who's keeps his eye on the long game, even when it comes to planning for his own death. The 7 of Pentagrams reminds us to remember the long game. Don't focus on getting instant results. Instead, work hard to set yourself up for success in the long run. Alright, so I really love this episode where Sam and Dean get to, they have their alternate dimension selves come, and they're like stuck in the wall, like they're just stuck. They can't get out, they can't go away. And finally they get them out and they're talking to them, and they've got like stocks and bonds, and they're rich, and they don't have to like do a whole lot of work. The men of letters, you know, their father didn't die, so they were able to do a little bit more, you know, than say maybe they had in their own, you know, they weren't struggling so hard because they had someone that had their back. Alright, so I do love this feeling. I have a lovely husband who has my back no matter what crazy thing that I want to try to accomplish. He has my back. And no matter what crazy things that he likes, I try to also have his back. So that's what relationships are all about. For your parents should always have your back and encourage you, do research, and make sure that you're not, you know, making any major mistakes. And that is how success is built. So I feel like this is saying that, you know, like this guy's a total psychopath though. So he is just willing to kill any demon, and I think that like ghost or monster, it doesn't matter, it's going down. And Sam and Dean are a little bit more like, they're not really doing any harm, so let's not kill them off. So, you know, it's a different kind of code. Temperance. We had Temperance just jump out, flip around, and jump out. So Temperance is, I think this is Sheriff Jody Mills. And that is going to be right there in your, let's see, we've got past. Alright, y'all, I have like a bug a little moth trying to get me. It's trying to eat my clothes. Alright, so this one's past. This is your present situation, and this is your future. Alright, so we got Sheriff Jody Mills, and it's upright. I really should have laid these out a little differently, because I like to do 4 cards, and with this spread, there's only 3. So let's see. So this is your... Let's do this a little different, okay? So this is the answer to your question. Yes, you have a stalker. Either that or you're stalking someone. Stop that. And then let's do this is your past. So you had somebody who was following you, somebody who was maybe trying to, the 7 of Pentacles is somebody who's psychopathic. Okay. And that was in your past, alright? And then this is your future. And the factors affecting your situation are the Page of Blades reversed. And, the 9 of Cups. Okay. So, I'm going to move my camera back just a hair so I can fit all these cards here. Okay. Now, let's take a look. So, Temperance, we all know about Temperance. Basically, this is just being able to keep yourself together. Temperance is like being able to control your temper, being able to like having angel-like control over your emotions. All right, so angels aren't going to get all bent out of shape over nothing, you know, right? So let's take a look at Temperance. Now, on the actual card of Temperance is the Archangel Michael. He's got the Illuminati symbol right on his breastplate, and it has, of course, the all-seeing eye, which is representing God. Alright, so let's take a quick look at Temperance. Alright, Temperance, upright, is a reminder of the importance of sensibility, staying calm, and especially in stressful situations, and taking the middle road. There are times when battling things out is necessary, but sometimes approaching the situation with a calm, cool, and practical sensibility will yield better results. Alright, so this is so true. I highly recommend this advice to anyone. I always think about my mom whenever I, see this card, because sometimes I would have to ask her very hard questions. And, she would always just very calmly think about it for a moment before she responds, okay? And that is so important, to really think about what the person that you're talking to is saying. What are they trying to get across? What is their point? Are they trying to trigger you? Are you going to let them? Alright, so let's take a look at the people affecting your situation. The Page of Blades, which is like the Page of Swords. And it says right here, the Page of Blades. Alright, so this is like the coder who is decoding the ancient manuscripts of the Enochian tablets. Alright, and Enochian magic is a real thing. There are actually lots of witches out there who practice Enochian magic. And so, of course I had to look it up, right? Apparently it can really mess you up good. I think that everything that, teaches you a really, really stern lesson in life can also is very like a slippery slope into, something that you may not be able to understand. So the Page of Blades reversed is, the Page of Blades reversed represents a figure much like Kevin Tran in the Apocalypse world, who reluctantly uses his gifts to help the Archangel Michael devastate that world. Though Kevin feels like he doesn't have a choice and that he needs help from Michael to get into heaven, he causes a lot of damage. The tarot card reversed advises you to recognize the potential consequences of your actions and really think it through. Think through things before you make impulsive decisions. I mean, Kevin was kind of in a bad spot, so he didn't really have much of a choice but to take things into his own hands. But yes, you should always think about the consequences before you do it, so that you don't land up in big trouble. Okay, so that's people that are affecting your situation. This is not representing you. This is representing someone around you who doesn't think about the consequences before they do things, which in turn affects you. If you have someone like this in your life, this is the type of person that they talk about in the Bible when they're saying bad apples, one apple makes all the bad go bad, right? Alright, so then your very last card, which is also factors affecting your situation, is the Nine of Cups. Alright, so make sure that the people that you're choosing to be around, they're not going to put you in harm's way. Especially if you're traveling a long way with them, You certainly don't want to be behind the wheel with someone who may be driving you somewhere and them not really have their faculties about them or be able to make sound decisions. So the Nine of Cups is... it's upright. Goblets represent the deep emotional fulfillment. This tarot card symbolizes happiness, satisfaction, and getting what you want. When the Nine of Goblets is drawn in a reading, it advises you to have faith in your dreams, because fate is conspiring to make them come true. Alright, so that's great. So basically just go with the flow and do whatever you feel is right. Alright, so let's take a quick look. I'm going to pull some cards here from the Lovers deck. And Aquarius Love. Aquarius Love Life. Excuses. Alright, so we've got the full moon here. Basically the full moon, so this particular card has to do with giving somebody too many chances and making excuses. So, like, you get in a huge fight with your lover, they do something stupid, and you are like, well, it was a full moon, or Mercury was retrograde, or whatever stupid thing that you're going to make up to take up for this person who has repeatedly wronged you. Stop doing that. I mean, if it's the first time, that's one thing. But if it's like the 15th time, then it's time to make some changes, because look, this is going right down next to the stalker. Alright, so don't be making excuses for someone who might be your worst enemy. Alright? Let it go. Let them go. And then, for the factors affecting your situation, we've got the Page of Blades, which is also someone who is affecting your... Now, let me tell you what. This is the answer to your question. This excuses and this stalker card right here. This super fan. This person who acts like they're everything to you. That is the answer to your question. Okay? So, whatever it is that's really, really, you know, plaguing you, make sure that you're not making excuses. Sometimes we lie to ourselves more than we make excuses for others. We make excuses for ourselves to stay in a bad relationship, to stay in a bad job, to not go back to work if we're unemployed, or not take a job if you need it. There's always some reason. So don't make excuses for yourself either if this is resonating with you. Okay? So Page of Blades is someone in your life who's in your immediate circle who may be not thinking about the consequences before they do stupid things. So it says, express interest in your lover's interests. So I was already talking about this once. It is very important to me for my lover, my friends, and the people who care about me to support me. And it says something about me if they don't. I feel like that maybe I need to change. If my family doesn't support me and my friends don't support me, the local, outlets don't really support my art, I feel like, gosh, I don't really want to continue in this journey. How many years do you keep trying before you just give up? And I've always had a couple good friends who have not let me give up, but now I'm just like, I don't know, I'm swapping over. I'm trying this out for a little while. But Also, every time I paint someone, they break up. So, trying not to let that get to me. Or like animals not always work out the way you want it to. Alright, so here we go. For factors, no, in the past. Alright, so you might have had a very controlling person in your past. So someone who's part of some type of society, like a secret society or maybe a cult, who has a very, very stern, way about the men of letters. Like, like this guy. See how he's got his cross right there on his hand? He's willing to kill anything. It doesn't matter what it is. See, he's got that tattoo cross right there on his hand. So you may have had someone in your past who's just very, very structured, black or white belief system. And then we've got the family approval stigmata, and it's got a Bible written right on the front. Religious and politics. Traditional values existed for a reason, but times change. This is true. This is very true. I feel like this lines up exactly with the point of this first card, and this was in your past. So all of a sudden, maybe you don't give two craps anymore about what these people who don't approve of you. I know that I don't. And then you've got your Nine of Cups, which basically says that everything's lining right up for you. But you might be living a lie. Or you might be lying to yourself. Okay? This has a, there's someone lying to you, or someone who you're lying to. Someone who's a narcissist. Very emotional triangle. Someone's telling you a half-truth. Either that, or it's yourself. You might be telling yourself a half-truth. Are you lying to yourself, Aquarius? The picture actually has a picture of a woman who's telling a lie. So maybe someone is lying to you. Maybe someone who's a narcissist is trying to manipulate you. Alright, and for your future, we've got Temperance. And for your love card that goes with Temperance, for my Aquarians, Temperance, Aquarius. I always take it out and get the middle card, but I just wanted to show you this top card. Says Sickly Lover. Alright, and this one has to do with whenever you're with someone and you get really sick and you see if they care for you in the proper way, you can see their true colors. But the card that I actually pulled for you that goes with this Temperance card is Dramatic Lovers. People who continue to relive pain. Addictive lovers. Addicted to the tragic. Trauma bonded. This might be a couple who had the same traumas growing up. Someone who can relate to somebody, but this kind of comforting situation where you can relate to someone, they can't live without you, or they like to do drugs a lot to kind of bury the traumas so much. You have so much in common with them that you don't want to let it go, but it's a heart, it's a heart with an arrow through it, so it's definitely a painful love. It's a reliving the same traumas over and over. But you have so much in common with them that you feel like that's what you need to do. So, I guess what I'm saying with this card, let's look at the Temperance again. Alright, so if you're with someone and you have to hold yourself back, you have to really, 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 hone in on Temperance, and you have a dramatic, addictive love, it might mean that, you know, you need to... So the only thing I can see that's a really down, you know, a downside is these kind of people who know what you're going through, they don't know what, you know, like other people feel. So they don't really, like I can think of a good friend of mine who I feel like when we were friends, we knew that the other one really didn't want to do that, so we didn't really we didn't encourage each other to do things that we should have. We should have encouraged each other, but we discouraged each other to move forward because we would rather be hanging out and doing what we want to do rather than encourage the other one to go off to college or go off to, you know, whatever that their dream was. You know, we would kind of keep each other in a, you know, locked down type of repeating stupid mistakes over and over type of situation. So that kind of a relationship is not good for you, especially this is talking about a lover relationship, but I was talking about a best friend relationship. But yes, you should never, and you know, you never realize it. You don't ever realize it until the relationship dwindles or you just grow apart, and then all of a sudden, you know, you do all these things that normally you wouldn't have done because your BFF discouraged you from doing it. So I have good friends that encourage me and also good friends that discourage me from moving forward. But either way, you know, there's a certain amount of time that you hold on to something and then you can't anymore. And whenever you draw that line in the sand, then you have to move on. Alright, so it's been a 26-minute reading, but I just cut up all these Grimm cards. I got a whole new half of Grimm deck, and they are creepy. They're the original stories of the Grimm. So I'm going to do one Grimm fairy tale, and it is definitely Grimm. This is not for the kiddos. Take me off speaker, okay? No, not all of them are that way. Let me see. I really wanted to, I gotta be careful because I try not to grab the first card with these. I really need to get a new file, like some fingernail. You have to get a file. When you make new cards, you have to get a file and file them all level so that it doesn't give you the wrong card based on the size. Because I just used a cutter, like an old school cutter to cut these up. So as you can see, some of them are rounded and some of them are squared. Oh, here's one finally flew out. Okay, Briar Rose. Be patient in waiting for love. Peralt. And that's one of the old ones, so I'm going to pull another one, the Pied Piper. Okay, this is the new one. Is a story that was cooked up because many children were going missing. The Piper agrees with the mayor to get rid of the rats infestation, so he plays the pipe and he leads all the rats out of the city and then gets rid of the infestation, but the Piper then leads the children away also to be part of a crusade. Alright, so that's quite the creepy little story there. A lot of these have lessons to be learned. So thank you so much for staying through the end. If you do indeed want to win the Tarot Illuminati deck, please go to my channel, Patreon. The link is below. And all you have to do is subscribe monthly on my Patreon, and you will win a free card deck. Be entered to win. Alright, y'all have a good one. Come back and see me next week. I hope this reading resonates with you.